This is CBS 46 News at 6. Getting results.
And we are starting the 6 o'clock hour with breaking news out of Clayton County. All lanes of 675 in the southbound direction closed at Highway 42. Police on scene. You can see that yellow crime tape investigating a now deadly overturned vehicle accident. That vehicle into the woods right now. We also know there is a suspect chase underway as a result of this accident. Spot multiple vehicles involved, multiple people also transported to the hospital. Also, again, we've learned that 675 shut down. It is expected to stay that way for several hours or so. Live picture from Chopper 46 over the scene. You can see police still investigating that vehicle that overturned into the woods. If you're heading out the door, 75 southbound, a good alternate. A lot of details still coming up on this one, guys. We'll keep you posted.
All right, Alicia, thank you. Also breaking at 6, all Fulton County schools closed again tomorrow. That information announced less than an hour ago by the district. The decision comes after the district decided to close all schools today after a teacher tested positive for the coronavirus.
Chief Investigative Reporter Jonathan Carlson live now outside district headquarters with those breaking details. Jonathan?
Yeah, guys, good evening to you. As you just mentioned, all schools here closed for tomorrow, but 2 of them are going to be reopening. Actually, I should say all schools closed tomorrow, but all of them but 2 are going to be reopening on Thursday. Bear Creek Middle School won't reopen until Monday, March 23rd, and Woodland Middle closed until Wednesday, March 18th. Those are the 2 buildings that housed the teacher who tested positive for coronavirus. That's where he taught. Let's toss to some video right now. The 4th largest school system in the state of Georgia closed today. All buildings cleaned, and more importantly, those notified who may have had direct contact with the middle school teacher who splits time between Woodland and Bear Creek. Parents telling me today rumors have been running rampant as to the teacher's identity, but how the teacher was exposed remains unknown. Now, we're told not only are school buildings going to be cleaned, were they cleaned today, and are going to continue to be cleaned tomorrow, but they're also cleaning all of the school buses as well, and will continue to in the coming days, in the morning and afternoon after students get on and off of those buses. I also want to mention that the district is also canceling all international travel. Now, we asked the school district today if we could film those buses being cleaned, any of those school buildings being sanitized, to see the exact steps that they're taking. Those requests were denied. We'll continue to monitor this for you. For now, we're live outside Fulton County School District headquarters. I'm Jonathan Carlson, CBS 46 News.
Jonathan, thanks for that update. Tonight, a scary question. Could the health of an unknown number of people be compromised here in Metro Atlanta? A local Waffle House employee just tested positive for that new coronavirus.
The patient most recently worked last Sunday, March 1st, at the Canton location. This is on Marietta Highway. CBS 46's Brittany Miller is live at the restaurant, pressing county officials on why no one knew about this until today. What are you hearing, Britt?
Of course, you know, that was a big question of ours, a question we've been working to answer for the past 2 hours. What we found out from Waffle House is that they just found out that the employee tested positive for the virus yesterday, and that is when they shut down this restaurant you see behind me by yesterday afternoon. Since then, they've been cleaning and sanitizing really this entire building from top to bottom. We are learning more about this employee who is infected with the coronavirus. A spokesperson tells me he was a brand new employee. He was working in the kitchen. His one and only time at this restaurant was March 1st, and he did not visit any other Waffle House locations. We do know he is now out of the hospital and under quarantine. Health officials telling me that employees who worked with the infected employee were told to self-quarantine at home through Saturday. We don't know if any other customers have been infected because of this March 1st visit. When I asked state officials about this, they said they don't comment on specific cases, and anyone who may have been exposed is contacted directly by the Department of Public Health. One other thing that we did learn from a Waffle House spokesperson today is that this is the only location, Waffle House location, with a known case of the coronavirus in the entire country. We're live in Cherokee County tonight. Brittany Miller, CBS 46 News.
Thank you, Brittany. Dobbins Air Reserve Base in Marietta is preparing to quarantine more than 250 coronavirus patients. They're coming from a cruise ship that recently docked in California. CBS 46's Ayanna Crystal spoke with a Cobb County man, there he is, who is more than ready to come home. Ayanna, I bet he's pretty anxious to get home already.
Oh, he is definitely ready to come home. When this is done, it will be more than a month since he's been home. Now, today I have learned that 250 passengers will be coming here. So once they disembark, they'll be screened and have their temperature taken. Then once they arrive here, they will be tested and be quarantined for 14 days.
You know, I don't know when we're going to get there.
Howie Long is anxious to return to his home in East Cobb. Right now, he and dozens of other Georgians are stuck on the Grand Princess cruise ship after 21 people tested positive for coronavirus.
It's certainly a concern, and, you know, we don't know any of the details.
At least 2,000 increasingly anxious and restless passengers were left on the ship Monday night after sick passengers and citizens of other countries disembarked. The cruise ship captain says this is a fluid situation.
We expect the majority of our guests to be disembarked by the end of the day tomorrow.
The big unknown has been what's going to happen next.
Long has been confined to his room for 5 days, so he is ready to disembark with the other 250 passengers expected to be quarantined at Dobbins Air Reserve Base.
14 days is still 14 days.
And so
it's just like having another vacation, a free vacation, you know.
Not much of a vacation for his son, who is anxious for him to come home.
That'll be great. And we'll look forward to being able to see him whenever that is.
But this situation certainly has been worrisome for his family.
And there's a great unknown with all of this. Whenever you have a virus that doesn't have a good cure, you're always a little, worried about what could happen next.
The number of Georgians with the coronavirus is quickly rising, with 6 confirmed and 17 presumptive cases. Long is 78 years old, so he is more vulnerable.
It's concerning for sure, but I think he's going to be fine. But it's definitely a worrisome situation.
The retired pilot tells me he can't wait until all of this is over.
My first stop is at Waffle House for some country ham.
I'm sure everyone is anxious for any sort of normalcy. Now, I did just get off the phone with officials, and they tell me that 2 planes will be arriving here. And one of those planes could be arriving here as early as 8 o'clock tonight. Now, officials have been here since yesterday getting this place ready. That's the latest in Cobb County. Ayanna Crystal, CBS 46 News.
Ayanna, thank you. And coronavirus hitting immune systems, also bottom lines, equally hard. Atlanta-based Delta Airlines announcing a reduction in domestic flights and international flights. And tonight, Delta announcing it's cutting its international flights by up to 25%. Delta also making cuts to its domestic flights, slashing up to 15% of its domestic flights. And CEO Ed Bestian also saying that the company is also prepared to make even more moves as the coronavirus continues to spread. We're talking about a possible hiring freeze and setting up unpaid leave options for employees. Also tonight, Atlanta-based Coca-Cola is exploring ways to protect employees. Today, all corporate headquarters employees work from home. Coca-Cola leaders say this is only considered a drill to see if business can continue with people working from home instead of the office. Rick?
Well, tonight an entire Metro Atlanta fire station is off limits, a safety precaution after firefighters were possibly exposed to the coronavirus. Fire Chief Freddie Broom for the city of South Fulton announced Fire Station 15 is temporarily closed, and he made the decision after firefighters responded to a person who fainted Friday at Bear Creek Middle School. That's one of 3 schools where a Fulton County school employee who tested positive for the coronavirus had visited and worked. All of the firefighters who helped that teacher are now being told to self-quarantine for 14 days, and as of now, none of those firefighters is displaying any symptoms.
And Republican Georgia Congressman Doug Collins also keeping himself indoors. He is actually under a self-quarantine after coming into contact with a coronavirus patient. CBS 46 spoke with him today via FaceTime. Collins got a call from organizers of a conservative conference, CPAC. They told him that he might have been exposed to the virus late last month. And Congressman Collins says he did not know any of this before last Friday. That's when he shook hands here. You see it here with President Trump while he toured the CDC. Despite the contact, Collins says that he is confident President Trump will be just fine.
This president has one of the highest motors I've seen in a while. He is healthy as can be, and I look forward to him continuing. And I think I don't have a worry about my contact with him or others at this time.
Congressman Collins' last day of self-quarantine is Thursday. He says he plans to be back on the road on Friday.
College campuses across Metro Atlanta are scrambling to figure out a coronavirus plan. Students at Georgia State are not waiting for administrators to make up their minds. More than 14,000 students have signed an online petition. They're pushing for GSU to switch to online classes until further notice. They cite safety for both themselves and staff.
At least, give us an option, at least stay healthy for the remainder of the semester so it doesn't impact our grades or projects that we're working on right now.
Other students say online classes shouldn't be forced onto everyone. Students should be given the option to make their own choice.
And at this hour, here's what we know about the coronavirus here in Georgia. 17 people have tested positive for it. The Atlanta-based CDC is waiting to confirm 11 possible cases. The confirmed patients are from 8 counties. We're talking Cherokee, Cobb, DeKalb, Fayette, Floyd, Fulton, Gwinnett, and Polk. And doctors from the Atlanta-based CDC telling all older adults to avoid crowds, cruises, and long plane rides. The CDC's website does not give a specific age. However, doctors say starting at age 60, there's an increasing risk of disease, and the risk actually increases as people get older.
Money invested in stocks and bonds safe again, at least for now. Wall Street rebounding today after Monday's record-breaking drop. The Dow Jones jumping more than 3% after the opening bell, making up half of Monday's losses. It finished the day up more than 1,100 points. Good news for iPad and iPhone users worried about keeping their electronics safe. Apple says the same wipes you use around the house and office are safe for those items as well. The Wall Street Journal tested the theory by wiping an iPhone nearly 1,100 times and said the coating of the phone was still in pretty good condition. So there you have it. Download and update the free CBS46 app. Really, now is the time. You've got to have this. It is essential in this day and age with all of these headlines screaming at you. The update lets you stream all of our coronavirus content along with all of our other news and weather. It's free for Apple and Android users.
We're going to start with our 3-degree guarantee. The forecast high temperature for today was 66, and we got up to 66. That adds another $50 for our charity for the month of March. That's Kate's Club, and the total $200 and counting. Outside right now, sunshine peeking through the clouds. That's something else we forecasted. We talked about rain this morning, giving way to some sunshine, and there it is. Because of that sunshine, we did warm up from the 50s this morning to the 60s this afternoon, and that's where we stand right now, 64 in Atlanta. Speaking of the rain, it was light. Rainfall totals, as expected, very low. Only 0.05 of an inch of rain since midnight. Tonight, pretty much little to no rain. The rain, for the most part, is over. We are seeing a few showers in far north Georgia, but otherwise, rain not a concern for tonight. I wouldn't even worry about any rain gear. Temperature is certainly not a concern either. With all the clouds, it will stay relatively mild. 60 degrees at 9 o'clock. By 11, it will be 58 degrees. There's that rain on CBS 46 pinpoint radar moving through Gilmer County right now, and this will continue to skirt across North Georgia. Here in the metro, very low to no chance of rain for tonight, but tomorrow morning could wake up to a few light showers. This rain you see over Tennessee will move through the state. It is expected to dissipate as it moves to the south and east. Could squeeze out a few little light showers tomorrow morning for that morning commute, but not a whole lot of rain expected for tomorrow. Because of that, only about a 20% chance of rain, mainly in the morning. There's a look at 8 a.m. Otherwise, you'll be mostly dry as we again get some sunshine and warm to the 70s. Tomorrow morning, it will be 55 degrees, exactly where we were today. By the afternoon, those showers, although light and isolated, will give way to some sunshine, and we will warm up quickly to 71 degrees. So even warmer tomorrow than what we saw today. So those light showers moving through the morning. By the lunch hour, very little to no rain expected, but cloudy. By the afternoon, that's when we'll start to see some breaks in the clouds, and that will allow those temperatures to warm quickly. As a whole, only about a 20% chance of rain tomorrow, mainly in the early morning hours. Those rain chances do go up after that. 40% chance of rain on Thursday, 60% chance of rain on Friday. Even through the weekend, a good 40 to 60% chance of rain. So it's going to stay very damp, very cloudy, very muggy as we head through the weekend, but at least those temperatures will stay relatively warm. And another thing that's different this week compared to what we've seen the past several weeks and really all of January and February is although we have rain for several days, it's not expected to be that blinding, flooding rain. And we're not going to see these huge rainfall accumulations. In fact, from now through Friday, expecting only about 1 inch to 1.5 inches across northwestern Georgia, whereas with the the other systems we've had so far this year, we would get inch over inch over inch over inch. So that's not the case this time around, but it will remain really, really wet here even this weekend. Slightly cooler this weekend, Saturday and Sunday in the mid-60s. Then as we head into next week, chilly on Monday, but that will be short-lived, back to near 70 by Tuesday.